Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Wrestling Talking Kayfabe, the only wrestling podcast that you need to listen to sometimes when we don't go on a month-long hiatus because we're
Yep.
blackpilled on King of the Ring and SummerSlam being really, and SmackDown just being abysmal. Today, what we're going to talk about, we're going to recap 9 champions from this past week. We're going to talk about some bigger themes that are going on, do a little SummerSlam predictions, and then in the meantime, during our hiatus, Clayton and I have been getting a little bit into the all elite wrestling. And honestly, it's been really good. I've been enjoying the product a lot more than kind of what I've been experiencing with WWE in terms of just pure wrestling, which I didn't really expect to. But I'll talk about my experience to go into a double taping of Dynamite and Collision that was down here in New Mexico. But to introduce us first, my name is Drew. This is my co host Clayton. And Clayton, what do you want to talk about from Night of Champions first?
Yeah, so I'm just going to dive into a full recap here. It started off the night with Oba beating Jay for King of the Ring, which terrified us.
My
But
butthole was so clenched.
yeah, I really thought. But which ended up making it, honestly, a really fucking good match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't say F word before 10 minutes. Anyways,
It's fine.
really good match between Oba and Jay. Like, honestly, I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars. And, like, we don't get a lot of that from Jay Uso. So, a bit of a shout out to him there. I don't
Yeah,
know if that's Oba just being so awesome or if maybe Jay's pulling it together a little bit.
I think it's a bit of both. I think that Oba finally got to have a long non-squash match. I mean, even though it was like only like 8 minutes, and
It
like
felt longer.
yeah, it was still pretty short. Like he was still just kind of like doing all the stuff, and like I think the Oba aura kind of brought Jay up a little bit. Like Jay's still not bad. Like I don't
Mhm.
hate Jay as a wrestler. I just hate the spots that the creative keeps putting him in. If that
I
makes
hate
sense.
Jay as a world title holder and possibly winning the King of the Ring and scaring us. They already dismissed Jay and Jimmy, and it's like, man, I loved the Usos.
That's
Like,
true. That
just let them be the
yeah, because they
Usos.
were a tag team literally up until Mania, and then we just forgot about that once the Tribal Chief
Yeah.
came back.
And now Jimmy's just wrestling LA Knight on Friday Night
And
SmackDowns.
Solo's betraying him and coming in, and
Yeah.
but then they had a rematch on Monday. We'll get into that. Um,
Yeah.
but a more, but yeah, great match though. Oba, if he does not get the title by Survivor Series, I'm going to be really surprised.
Yeah. I don't think he will.
You don't think it's going to happen
I
till
think it's going to
Mania?
be one or two things are going to happen here. Something's going to happen between, which I was going to talk about this later, but we're already talking about Oba, so I'm just going to talk about it now. I'm not fully convinced we're just getting Roman and Seth at SummerSlam. I do think there's a possibility something happens and then someone comes back or someone comes and talks to her like, well, if you forego this title shot now, you'll never get one again until next year or something. And he's like, oh shit. And then he's like, let's just do a triple threat between Roman and Seth. And he does end up double eventing. But I don't know if there's any way you do a Hell in a Cell match and then a triple threat later.
Well, but then you're also kind of saving Oba too, because then you could say, well, Roman can't be Seth one still, and then you're still kind of like
Yeah.
because Oba Femi's involved, so you're still kind of protecting Roman in that way. Honestly, that makes a lot more sense in terms of
Mhm.
the creative and the way they keep writing themselves into corners. But then
Yeah.
again, it's WWE creative, so it doesn't really matter.
In kind of a counterpoint, actually, a triple threat, he could probably rest a little more because he doesn't have to be in full action. So
Mm,
maybe that would be like the move.
mm,
And yeah, kind of Seth can still just like pin Roman and then like Oba never got the pin either way. And yeah,
yeah, because that's a good
I could see
point.
him going that way.
Yeah,
Or he waits until Mania and they let him use his challenge then.
but what about the Rumble and Elimination Chamber?
I know, but we're clearly seeing they're just
Well, we
doing
still
whatever.
got two of
So
we still have two of the big four left this year,
yeah,
and so we
we got
got
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. That's in October now. They moved that. That's in,
Just we should have already known who has the briefcase, but that's
which makes me think Survivor Series they're gonna have some championship matches because like what
when
else?
will Survivor Series be? September?
No, Survivor Series is always around Thanksgiving.
Okay, November. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so,
makes one
so yeah,
perfect.
so they're
Yeah.
definitely gonna tease whoever gets the briefcase. It might try to cash in there.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why I'm
But
thinking.
go ahead.
That's why I was thinking like they might do something there to like give Oba the title because I'm thinking since it's Saudi Mania, we're trying to get Roman Rock, and we don't really
Yeah,
necessarily need that to have a
Rock.
title.
No,
No,
so stupid. I'm so over that.
but
I
like
don't
if
know. I think they will have to do it for a title. Rock isn't gonna do it unless it's a title match.
and that's also very true. I will say nobody quite has egos like the bloodline.
Yeah,
But moving on, speaking of interesting creative decisions, we had Io beats Liv for Queen of the Ring, which very why are we putting her in here?
and then she immediately called her out. And that's who she's challenging in SummerSlam. So it's
Yeah.
like, what?
But then they try to protect Liv by instantly Danhausen comes out and you're like, oh cool, we're getting a little Danhausen segment in between Queen and King of the Ring because he helped win the Knicks a championship. You're like, oh, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool. And then instantly, Liv's music says she comes out and then she gets cursed after like calling out Danhausen because there's some stories on Raw where like he's not giving back the money and
yeah,
everything. And I'm like, okay, so Io's clearly winning this. You just
yeah.
completely ruined
We
everything.
knew it. Yeah, that kind of sucked. And
It's also on
my
ESPN
question
too.
is, why even do the curse thing? When why isn't this just Io and Raquel?
Um, one because
When
I don't
Io
think they
just
knew
beating
what.
Raquel?
Yeah, well, they didn't know what to do with Liv. And then if
Yeah,
you have your champion lose to Io, well, why are we running this back? So I think the curse was the easiest thing for them to go, well, Danhausen cursing because he's beefing with Dom.
do
Because
you think that they maybe wanted to do Liv and Rhea, but they're worried about her injury, so they pivoted?
I think so, yeah. That's my hypothesis. And they're like, okay, we can't wait any longer to do Liv and Rhea. And so we are just going to try and hope for a triple threat. But I don't think the triple
Yeah,
threat's going to happen. I'm honestly going to wait
yeah.
because there's a WWE house show I'm going to next Sunday. And Rhea's supposed to be a featured superstar
Okay.
on like the things. She's still there. So
Mhm.
I'm like, if she's not there, I don't think she's gonna defend it because like she's got to at
And
least get some sort of like warm up in.
I imagine we get some kind of update tomorrow night. I
Yeah.
don't think they're gonna keep us in the dark that long.
Well, they already pre-recorded, and I felt like that would have leaked out.
Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, just kidding.
Yeah.
I forget that that's pre-recorded. So no, we're not getting an update tomorrow
No.
night.
That's why I'm like waiting for this house show circuit to go through to see what happens because she's listed on there. Same with like Oba and Seth, so that's actually kind of leans more towards Credence. And then Drew
Yeah.
McIntyre is supposed to be on there and Trick Williams. And I know that
Oh,
so I could see Drew going after Trick Williams because that would be a fun feud.
yeah.
Um,
He's
but
probably the one who eventually does take it from Trick.
I could see
Honestly, I
that.
wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked by that either. Plus, it'd be like good for him to get some work in like that. They're huge dudes, just physically.
Yeah.
But I feel like the only way that the curse will make sense is if they can get uncursed by Danhausen by Saturday night's main event. Otherwise, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Or
I
because
don't know. The curse was fun when it was just like Kit Wilson
in
and
the
like
Miz,
in the Miz and like random people.
JD
Let's
McDonough.
not be cursing our champions. Like they were just making it the strongest thing in the WWE. Like, so can he just go curse Oba for shits and giggles and like he just sucks? Like,
Yeah, or what happens if he comes out and then curses Roman Reigns for something?
yeah. And is that what they're gonna do to protect their champions like they did Live? I sure the hope not.
No. So, like, if this is just a one-time MacGuffin, you get one pass, you get one curse pass. If you do
Yeah,
this again, we're gonna have fucking problems. Like, if you want to mess around in the mid card, sure, that's fine.
sure.
It's the mid card. That title needs to change hands a lot.
That's fun. That's fun to do there.
Yes. I don't want this for my main event scene unless it's like you are putting Danhausen directly into the main event scene, but the dude doesn't wrestle. He's a comedy act. There's nothing wrong with that. But that is not what I want to have for my plot lines.
Yeah, like can't he just like somehow, I don't know, win the money in the bank and then be like, oh, I curse Roman Reigns, and then he just gets to pin him?
Yeah,
Like
that,
a
that's
like
kind of essentially what we're setting up
yeah,
now.
basically, yeah.
Because there wasn't even like a goof. of like Liv, like, oh, I went to jump off the top rope and like pyro shot off and like caused me to get stunned. It was just I just straight up lost,
Just lost.
which is kind of what
Which I'm
happened.
fine with. I wouldn't have even been mad if they didn't curse her and Io still pins her. Io's allowed to pin Liv.
Yeah,
Like, they're both top tier wrestlers. This is what we kind of talked about the other day. Like, we got to stop. Like, the protection is crazy for some of these wrestlers. We don't have to protect everybody. She's a heel fucking, um, she's a heel in a stable. She's allowed to be pinned.
yeah. And when you don't go and like this is we were talking about this in like our Discord chat in between. And this is something I've noticed. We'll get into the AEW stuff in a while, but this is something that AEW does well, where the title changes often, and they people lose and get pinned, and it's okay because you know what happens when you don't. You're giving people this mystique and aura, and I think that's probably honestly. I know everybody loves Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. I kind of soured on it since Clash in Italy, just because it's like, okay, you haven't defended the belt in over a month. You don't really have any stories. What are you're just holding it to hold it because you want to be the big dog because of how much everybody didn't like you pre Thunderdome era. And you're ruining what the title is now. Where the title is supposed to be like who's the current champion? Like Ruthless Aggression era, that thing changed all the time. You had like 8 different champions. Everybody got to
Yeah,
hold it for a little bit.
everyone pinned everybody. Shawn Michaels, HBK, Batista, John Cena,
Edge,
Big Show, Undertaker, Edge, Kane. They were all top tier stars, and they all just like pinned each other, and it was
Kurt
okay to
Angle, Chris
lose.
Benoit,
Yeah,
Eddie Guerrero,
literally,
Brock Lesnar.
it's okay if people get pinned.
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm worried about with Oba, honestly.
Yeah,
So, because like anyway, but moving back here to that, we'll get back on topic here. Queen of the Ring, they also didn't hold any mystique of like, whoa, is Io going to choose her friend, or is Io going
yeah.
and just going right after Liv? It's just like, what? Yeah,
They could
okay,
have at least like teased it a little bit.
yeah.
Io and
Also,
Rhea
did you see
Ripley.
that they were using AI on their graphic?
No, I didn't.
So they
They
showed the graphic
just
at
laughed
Night of
over it.
Champions right after to promote the match and said Night of SummerSlam in Minnesota instead of Minnesota.
Oh,
So it's like,
classic.
yeah, clearly we're just using AI. And I'm like, also, it's so easy to see that graphics are AI now, just kind of like the way it's done. There's like a certain look to it. It's just like, you didn't have anybody look at this beforehand. Just go,
Right. They've been doing that since like Clash of Italy.
No,
They've
that's
been using
true.
AI for all the graphics.
I think the
But
worst.
anyways,
Okay.
after that we had Seth beating Braun and what was a pretty good cage match. I thought it was really solid. We had blood. Apparently it was accidental because Netflix is now blurring it out on the replay, which is completely insane, but
I
sure.
saw that it was just the US. Oh, is it the ESPN version? I'll have to check with the VPN if it's on both of them.
I don't know. I just know Netflix is blurring
Okay.
it out. And they also replaced the holy shit chants with this is awesome for whatever reason, but
I wonder
oh
if
well.
that's due because it was in Saudi Arabia and if they have certain laws with like that.
No. I
Yeah,
think
okay.
they're just
Advertisers.
they've been taking out holy shit chants for a while
Oh.
on replays.
Um, yeah, but no, I agree with that. That was a fun match. I will say in terms of like booking, which do you want to talk about what does the Vision do now since we're talking about different
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan of Seth winning because now it's like you've just told us that the Vision is essentially done. We are done with this little project here, and I'm not really sure what you do with Ron Break. I know he's got longevity in the company, but like we're gonna have to reinvent him at this point.
Yeah. I don't really think that it says the vision is done per se. Once again, it's kind of what I'm talking about. People are allowed to get pin people. It's
Mm-hmm.
like Seth pinning Braun is okay. Seth is now challenging for the world
Okay.
heavyweight title. Like Seth probably should beat Braun if he's about to challenge for the
No, I
championship.
agree with
And
that.
Braun losing to the guy challenging to the championship is okay.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fair.
think that it ruins the vision by any means. I think they're still going to be in a bit of a purgatory. I don't know. We did have the Maxine Dupree thing where they basically told her she's not joining. So
Oh, is that
maybe
what
they
that?
are getting rid of it. Yeah, yeah. Austin Theory and Maxine Dupree just had like a random backstage segment. and he was basically just like, I just don't know if you're made for this, and then walked off.
Okay.
So maybe they're getting rid of it. I don't think they are. I think that they don't have anything to do with Braun Breaker right now, so that they're gonna have to keep him in it and maybe do more tag team stuff with Logan Paul out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I know he's still out for a little bit, and then we had a Joe Hendry versus Austin Theory match, and Austin Theory got pinned again because he is the pin man, and which I'm
Yeah.
fine with. So I think maybe just I think this faction has been snake bit since its founding with like all the
Yeah, and I'm sure we
injuries.
get Bronson Reed back soon.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be about time.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they do something there. Maybe Bronson comes back, but immediately turns on one of them.
I could see
Vice
that. I
versa.
feel
I
like a
don't know.
Braun Bronson feud would be fun.
Yeah, they could do that. A non-title feud between them two would be great. And then,
Or maybe they turn on Braun and kick him out, kind of like rerun the
yeah,
Seth playbook. Because honestly, I feel like Logan Paul as a faction leader would be pretty fun, as much as like as a person we don't necessarily like him. But I was like, he is a fantastic heel. He knows how to play the crowd well. He gets like a good reaction and everything, and I feel like that's what you want from a heel. You want that like kind of smarmy asshole.
yeah.
And then
But yeah, it's called a solid 3 out of 5 star match. It was good.
yeah, it was good. Then moving on, we had Trick Willie with the Lemon Pepper Steppers retaining the title against Ricky Saints. I think for me, this was the most clear prediction match I had for like who I thought was gonna win. Uh,
Yeah, Ricky hasn't done a whole lot. He's already been like beat a few times. I didn't think there's any way he was winning this match.
I'm glad he got at least a PLE debut and it was a one-on-one match, so I'm sure we
Yeah,
can set something up. I don't think he's going away anytime soon. He's still like a good kind of like smarmy heel, which we need more of, and I think it helped
100%.
push Trick more into like the babyface side, which is good.
He's gonna stay in this mid card like title universe. He'll probably be when we talked about Drew coming back and facing Trick. I imagine he's still Ricky Saints is still somehow involved in that universe.
I would agree with that. Plus, I think Carmelo will probably be his next kind of big feud, kind of going into SummerSlam. So
Yeah, well, solid.
yeah, it was good.
And
Good.
we had Tiffy retaining versus Jade. This is the only match we had run-ins in, I believe.
Besides, I think Lil Yachty showed up a little bit in the Trick one.
Yeah, for Trick, yeah. But BFAV and Mishin both ran in. Um, Chelsea Green was under the ring, and then at the end, Charlotte kind of costed Jade the title and
Yeah,
helped Tippy retain. So I imagine we're getting some kind of Charlotte Flair Jade Cargill feud.
yeah, that's what I was predicting there. Because
I don't know if it's gonna be a solo feud between them or if it's gonna be a tag team feud with Alexa Bliss and then like throwing in BFAB with Jade. I'm sure we'll get some of those matches, but
my prediction is I think this is either going to be the triple threat with Rhea, or this is just going to be straight up Jay and Charlotte for the vacated title. Because I think they're holding out
that's
and
actually a good point.
they're trying to hold on to like keep Rhea in recovery as much as they can, but they've just set up like, all right, if Rhea can't be healed medically cleared by SummerSlam, this is where we're moving to, and we've kind of set up the feud. They're both previous main eventers. Jade's was the previous champion. Charlotte Flair, and everybody's kind of getting behind her babyface momentum. So, was it a shenanigans filled match? Yes, but it was a little fun. I like Chelsea Green just kind of trying to help out Tiffy, and there's that kind of like fun angle.
It's almost like I feel like Chelsea Green is going to become like obsessed with Tiffy. I
Honestly,
think they're
kind
gonna
of having a
let her
reverse
have her
Secret
way.
Harvest kind of role was kind of funny for Chelsea Green.
Yeah,
Um,
but it was solid again.
I think this does good.
It was a really solid pay per view, and then right before the main event, like they did these lead up matches were all really
Also,
good.
this
I
is the
thought
first time the women's U.S. title has been on the PLE
that's
ever.
really
Yes, this is the.
that's insane.
I mean, it was on Saturday night's main event, but that's not a pay per view.
Yeah,
That's like it did something different.
yeah.
But I think Tiffy holding the U.S. title because we gotta elevate this thing up because it is just the redheaded bastard child
Oh,
of
absolutely.
of the title scenes.
Yeah,
So I know Blake Monroe debuted last week and was attacking Julia, so I think Tiffy and Blake have also had some stuff on like a live stream too, because Tiffy actually does Twitch very often. Is a
Mhm.
Twitch streamer, so I know like Blake was
Yeah.
on there. I think that'll be a fun feud for SummerSlam too, because you get Chelsea involved there. I think that'll be a good
Yeah,
one.
Blake Monroe has been coming soon for like 2 months, but she's also been on the show, but still coming soon.
I think she officially debuted last week,
Yeah, that's
so
good.
which thank God maybe we'll get SmackDown will be 2 hours now instead of the normal three going forward. So we'll see if it's actually watchable. But speaking of SmackDown, probably the biggest surprise of the night was we had a title change on SmackDown where Sami Zayn beat Cody and Gunther, which I would say we are not as upset about, or I'm fine with it. We got a new title holder. It's
I
pretty
know he's
some.
gonna have it for like a month, so whatever. I don't
Mhm.
care. I'd rather him have it just for a little bit and then probably hopefully piss off. Or if it becomes a Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn feud, if Kevin comes back, I'm interested.
Okay. Do you think what's more likely? Sammy gets fed to Brock or Kevin Owens comes back?
Sammy gets fed to Brock.
Okay. I could see
Yeah,
that.
because we kind of talked about how Oba could pull double duty there. I know Oba and Brock are well, Brock's technically not on either brand, but I know Oba's technically on Raw. But I could see them feeding Brock the same or yeah, never mind, feeding Sammy to Brock and then turning that Hell in a Cell to a championship match. I don't think they do. Like I also don't think Kevin Owens comes back, but it would be cool if he did.
Hmm. Which I feel like, honestly, at this point, I feel like it makes more creative sense from what they've written to move Oba to SmackDown at this point. Because if Roman's just going to hold this title hostage, which essentially he's doing and doing more bloodline stuff, and if we
Yeah.
like, it just makes Oba needs a title. I feel like at this point,
Yeah.
like you've built him up so much that like if like he wants to settle his Brock feud, which I'm fine with, he is the next big thing. He's taking that mantle from Brock.
Plus we're getting a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, hell
So
is yeah, so that'll be great. But we do have that Saturday night's main event coming up that is at MSG or Madison Square Garden. So I was like, that one should be a bit better than like Fort Wayne, Indiana. So I'm
I
predicting.
wouldn't be shocked. Like Brock's got to show up to that. I don't know.
Well, he didn't show up at Night of Champions, and his
Yeah.
contract is probably till
Well,
SummerSlam because he probably did a
I was
one.
gonna say he didn't show up at Night of Champions because he isn't gonna go overseas.
No. Well, I went to Italy. He wasn't going overseas in a month
And he's
period.
not going to Saudi Arabia.
No. He's like, would you want to pay me more?
Yeah,
So,
I don't know. Maybe he does show up. It's just the Madison Square Garden effect for me, is why I'm saying it.
and it's the only thing in between now and SummerSlam. So, I know Saturday night's main events tend to either be really important or not at all, but I'm thinking that this one is going to be because we got like what a month until SummerSlam.
When is SummerSlam?
I,
August.
I think it's August 2nd and 3rd. Let me pull up the calendar
Yeah,
here.
so literally a month. That's what I was thinking. Second and third is right.
No, it's actually I think it'll be the 1st and 2nd, so it should be in a
Well,
month.
either way, it'll be yeah, it's a month from now. But it's first and second, yeah. So that's
So
good.
so
It
that's
should
what
be good.
that's what I'm thinking. Because then if they want to write them, because Oba, do we? Oh, yeah, so we'll talk about this now. So Oba forfeited his title match from winning King of the Ring at SummerSlam. So I
Yeah,
think your
to
easiest
face Brock.
MacGuffin way out of that is just go, well, Brock's just going to get the title and he's just going to squash Sammy, and then you move
Yeah.
Oba to that. Um, and then do you because of that, do you feel like we're gonna move certain other people to Raw?
I don't know. I think that they're just really over the brands.
I could see that.
I feel like they like having people like tied to a brand, but like I don't know. I don't know. Would they move over to SmackDown? Seems insane because it's not on Netflix,
That's true too.
but maybe they would
Yeah,
if they did do this angle like you're saying with the Brock and
because I guess I'm just trying to think of like how do you deal with the Roman Reigns problem is what I'm calling
yeah.
it because he's not going to defend the title and he's not going to drop that title till WrestleMania till he's going to put
No,
somebody over.
probably.
So it's like, or are we just gonna have Oba squash matches from like SummerSlam until April of next year?
Right. I
That's
hope
8 months.
not. I
So,
really hope not.
all right. Speaking of too much now, actually, yeah, we'll talk about the next one. So, speaking of too much and just not knowing what to do, we got another gimmick of Danhausen related that is kind of jumping the shark and staying its welcome. And I know we talked about this on our live stream, which was like almost a month ago, where he still has this cloning machine that has not done anything since he got the gingerbread man costume from WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm really over it. I literally said on our last one, I said, don't overdo this like you did him being here with the box. And that is exactly what they did.
Hmm. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I mean, it's shown up a couple times, like at the backlash thing, where like a bunch of little mini houses showed up, but he still has it. But he hasn't done anything
Yeah,
with the Ginger Man carcass. I'm like, what are we doing? Why is this not
yeah,
moving anywhere?
I'm really over it.
And I think that's my biggest complaint right now is we keep getting these stories that are just I don't know. My wife's been watching a lot of One Piece lately that are just a lot of filler, and I'm like, you guys have a 5 hour show with like very little matches and so much filler that the stories do not move enough. That I'm like, we could speed this up so much more.
Yeah.
And I think that's why
Yeah,
we
Danhausen's stuff, like I still love him. He's still the funniest person and one of my favorite people. It's just he's becoming overpowered and drug out a little bit.
I would agree with that. Like I think for us, like that was the only thing I cared about for like SmackDown for like the past month. It was like, all right, let me see the Danhausen Kit Wilson segment because this is entertaining, and then
Yeah,
it's like 6 minutes of a 3 hour show, and they're like, all right, I'm good, moving on.
yeah.
So, so you were saying he's here in the list here that Cody name dropped Kevin Owens. You want to talk about that one?
Yeah, that's kind of what my point was earlier. I guess I didn't say this part of it, but that's why I think Kevin Owens maybe could be coming back and getting into it with Sami Zayn, but they are friends, so it'd have to go a certain angle. I don't know. But yeah, that's the only reason I was really bringing up Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is because Cody name dropped him.
Okay. I know he's been around. He was because I didn't get into wrestling until like after his injury. So was he a heel beforehand? Because I know he
Yeah,
had a match with Cody at the Rumble.
yeah, he was like a funnier type heel. He's a very funny guy.
Okay, so kind of like a
Yeah,
not like so kind of tweener Trick Williams esque, but like Trick Williams is like cool, you know?
yeah, almost like a Solo Sokoa, but
Ah,
better.
okay. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess that makes sense because I know people have been wanting this match for a while, like Sammy and
Mhm.
Kevin, because they were tag teams
Well,
because they
they
beat the Usos,
yeah, they
right?
main evented a WrestleMania
Oh,
at as a tag team
oh, okay.
for the titles. I think he was against the Usos, but yeah.
I think yeah, it was 39 because I know that's like one of the few 5 star matches that Dave Meltzer has given out.
Yeah, yeah, that was also a 5-star match.
Okay.
But yeah, I could see him coming back.
Okay. You know what? That actually makes sense because speaking of, let's get into SummerSlam predictions where Seth just came out and challenged Roman for the title. They announced it, they made it official.
hmm And
Which,
I'm not fully convinced it's just the two. Kind of what I talked about earlier.
mhm.
Maybe they do double book Oba at SummerSlam. I don't know, but they could.
I feel like, especially with, we'll get into this a little bit now because we've been getting into AEW just because the WWE product has been outside of Raw. Raw's not bad, but it has not been very good on SmackDown or anything. So we're trying to get that like fixed. And so we watched a little bit of AEW, and it's honestly been a breath of fresh air. And just kind of getting to know that story a little bit, kind of like, oh, things happen, things move. There's lots of matches, and I think WWE. And one thing I saw like an MJF clip was like all of their main eventers in the title scene. They're all in their early 30s like Darby Allen, Will Ospreay, MJF. There's like a couple older guys, but like most of the Swerve Strickland, but like most of their like main event scene is a lot younger. So I think WWE's realizing they're coming to the oh shit, we need our new stars to get there now. So let's just kind of finally have these like last few dream matches, and then next year or post SummerSlam, we really need to refresh the product.
I hope so. Yeah, post SummerSlam specifically. And then Paul Heyman did make those comments on that podcast the other day, where he says basically says we messed up if Obafemi isn't a full main eventer by WrestleMania, if uh Javon Evans isn't a full main eventer by WrestleMania, if Sol Ruka isn't a full main eventer by WrestleMania. Like he said, we're messing up if they aren't main eventing.
I completely agree with that. Like the WWE still has not had a champion that was born in the 90s.
Which is completely fucking crazy.
Yeah. So for like reference, I was born in 94. I'm 32. So the oldest you can have on that range is 37 and the youngest is 31. So that means you haven't had a champion that 26 technically. Yeah, 26. 27 to 37. I can't do fucking math in
How old
numbers.
is Sami Zayn?
Sami Zayn's in his 40s.
Yeah, I was just what part of his 40s?
I think he's early. I think
Oh, he's 41. Yeah, he was born in 84. Yeah,
so
crazy.
so it's like what are we doing here? Like you don't have like I know Dom was getting kind of close there because he still has a lot of heat, but that's kind of regressed a little bit.
That's regressed so much.
Um, but I it's like Braun Breaker. I know had his opportunities at the early of the year, and then they kind of pulled that back. And really,
Which the injury really fucked
he
that.
did. The hernia really fucked him over, and like I
Yeah.
could see them trying to
I think
set.
he would have been a champion.
I could see that too. Um, And to me, what it's really felt like since Mania is we are on the Roman Reigns apology tour. We're sorry you lost to Cody Rhodes, in my opinion. And he's trying to get all these wins back. This is what it feels like to me when I watch it. With like the amount of
Yeah.
bloodline, the amount of like how much bloodline's involved, how much Jey Uso's getting the King of the Ring final, which I know he was a former heavyweight champion, but it's just like no one is really asking for this right now. Like he had a main event like title shot in November right before Punk. So it's like Punk's whole defense is capped by Samoan bloodline feuds. And it's just like we can't get a break from this, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how it's feeling to me. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't. Yeah, kind of the same. I don't know if I'd call it like full apology tour. I don't know if Roman holds it until WrestleMania. I think they could do some switching. I think Seth could win this at SummerSlam. I wouldn't be completely shocked. And then Roman goes missing until like the beginning of next year.
Honestly, that would make a lot of sense because he did say you're gonna see my ass all summer after the post show at Mania, and then it's like,
Hmm.
okay, well, what about after Mania?
Yeah.
And I know
So I don't know.
because I know Oba and Seth have been having a lot of dark matches on their like house circuit stuff. I know for the one I'm going to, they're supposed to be featured. So it wouldn't surprise me if Seth wins, and then the title from Roman because it's like, okay, well, Roman can't beat Seth. That's a storyline we can explore later on down the
And
line.
then Oba cashes his thing in on Seth and they go at Survivor Series. And
Or even just like Money in the Bank.
yeah, Oba could win Money in the Bank.
Or I'm just saying, win the title at Money in the Bank. You just have a 10
Oh,
ball
yeah,
match
yeah.
there, and then that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So, plus Seth puts people over all the time, so like I don't think he has a problem losing that. I mean, he lost to Cody 3 times to get him over,
Yeah. He's one of the best.
and
But
also
yeah, I'm very interested to see because Roman has never lost at SummerSlam. Seth has never lost to Roman, apparently. I think there was like a match like a long, long time ago or something
I
I saw
think
online.
yeah, I
But
think he lost Raws or something like some Raw matches or something like. But he hasn't lost like
yeah,
a
but
PLE.
post the Shield, Roman has never beat Seth. So I don't know. I could see this going either way. I don't know. Roman probably retains, but it would be cool if Seth won.
I feel like that's where I'm feeling where like I thought it'd be cool if Jacob fought 2-1.
Hmm. But also, I guess I don't know. The one thing different they're doing with the bloodline is that not everyone is willing to join.
Oh, that's true.
Solo hasn't,
Falling in line, yeah.
Solo's kind of said fuck off. So I don't know. Maybe we get something there.
I think, and there
Maybe
is
Solo
also,
cost Roman somehow.
ooh, I would like a
But then
shenan.
also, I'm terrified that Zilla Fatu is going to debut and cost Seth.
I think that would piss me off more than anything. I think that would be like if we get shenanigans and it's going back and forth, like I'm fine with that. But I really like Roman has been winning his matches clean, which is cool. But we've only had two of those so far,
Yeah.
and I don't think he's not gonna have a match at Saturday night's main event.
No, and he's gonna struggle against Seth. Like he isn't just gonna straight up win it clean. Like there's gotta be something happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, speaking of, there is also one bloodline thread line that I think is interesting, and that is since Fatu has fallen in line, Jey Uso's just like, hey, you gotta do this, and Jacob Fatu's like, you punk ass, leave me alone, you punk ass. And so like I was like, all right, this is interesting.
Yeah, maybe Fatu isn't fully invested like he says he is as well.
Mm-hmm. I think it's because he had the match against Jimmy had a match against LA Knight. They're like, where are you at, Jacob? And he's like, I got orders from the tribal chief to go to SmackDown. Fuck you. Like I gotta go do this.
Yeah, he's clearly like going, I don't follow the Usos, I follow Roman Reigns.
Yes. So I think that could be
I don't know.
interesting. I do
I can see
enjoy.
Jay turning on all of them.
I have been enjoying Crash Out Jay.
Yeah.
Crash Out Jay is an interesting character to me, and more so than like main event crystal clear babyface face Jay.
Yeah.
So someone was predict. I was watching Asante's that video where they were predicting what this match is going to be, and I think what you do to kind of do some bloodline shenanigans is you get he predicted that you were going to get the Usos and Fatu versus Solo, LA Knight, and most likely a powerhouse Royce Keys as like
Mhm.
a 3-man tag match or 6-man tag match.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
That'd be fun.
It would be fun. Any other
Um,
well, let's get into ours.
no, not for that. I was gonna say I was gonna move on to the next SummerSlam match, which is Liv and EO. We kind of talked about that a bit
Yeah.
already. I don't know. I imagine Liv. I don't know. I think EO probably wins actually.
See, I think Liv is gonna win. I think
I want, do you think Judgment Day help or no?
I think Judgment Day help. I think they're gonna get the curse lifted because they're gonna either get back like it's gonna be one of two things. Either Liv is gonna stay cursed and she's gonna lose again, which we already saw this. Why are we running this again?
Mhm.
Or she's gonna get the curse lifted and then beat EO with some Judgment Day interference because I was cursed and that's why I lost. And then
Yeah,
we can maybe juice some fresh blood into the women's main event scene. Because you know how many title matches Liv has had since Mania?
none.
Zero. She's
Yeah,
had Queen of the Ring matches, and that is it. So I'm just like, what?
yeah.
What are we doing? It's so that's what I'm thinking we do. Because I don't. We're not going to implode the Judgment Day yet. Like it's just going to keep sticking around, and I know everybody's just going to think, oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But I don't. I don't see it happening.
I don't either. I think we're gonna be stuck with it for a while still.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why, because I've been saying they're gonna break up forever, and now that I'm saying that they're not, maybe they will.
I could see that happening. Like or maybe they do. I feel like Danhausen's going to get involved in this match, and we are going to have just a shenanigans filled thing where like Danhausen accidentally curses Rio. So it's like, who's cursed now? Which curse actually matters? It's probably what's going to happen, honestly.
God damn it. God forbid these two great wrestlers just have a great match.
Which is, I know, Io is one of the best in the game. I think the only question that I've seen talked about on other podcasts I've listened to that we haven't brought up yet is the Stephanie Vaquer question. Is if
Yeah,
she comes back, because I could see this, like you were saying, triple threats. We do love a good multi-man match here on Wrestling Talking Kayfabe because they're great.
yeah.
I don't know why we don't do them more, but they're
I don't think
fantastic.
they would screw EO that way.
That's true. She did
because
win
that
Queen.
would, adding a person, she won Queen of the Ring.
Yeah,
So,
I think that makes sense. I think Vaquer and
then Brock.
Raquel could have a match.
Oh, yeah, I could see that as well in the build up. I don't think I'm a bit worried for Valkyr. I don't know what they're gonna do. Of course, just create a storyline, but I don't know what one they're gonna do because she was just in the main event scene. Will they put her in the mid card around the IC title scene? I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but they could.
They could. I feel like Stephanie would be great anywhere, and you know,
Probably.
we do need that fresh blood again. And thinking, so this was something that was interesting brought up because if you listen to that Seth promo, he was talking about, hey, this is probably our last time we get to do this. The new guards coming in.
Yeah.
So people are thinking that he's going to retire soon. The same with Becky Lynch because like he's had a few injuries, and I think he
Yeah, Seth's
knows,
getting hurt a lot.
yeah, that father time is coming for him sooner than later.
Mhm.
And I'm sure like he just wants to hang out with his wife and daughter, and like he's been doing a lot of sports commentary stuff on ESPN and Netflix. So,
Yeah. And I could see him, just over the next decade, like just being in holy shit, he's at the Royal Rumble. Like, just coming in doing some little gimmick stuff,
hmm
maybe doing some small storylines that last a month with somebody,
yeah,
you know.
I'll put over some new talent.
Yeah, be like a mystery tag partner for some people. I wouldn't be surprised if Seth ends up retiring at like WrestleMania.
Honestly, I could see that a lot. Unless he
And then he
wants.
gets fed to Gunther.
Oh no, no, no. Speaking of fall
Tabs.
off, Gunther is just.
They're not giving him anything. They're not giving that man any life.
I think you went from Gunther has had just a hell of a year and a half because he went from just being dominant heel, getting tapped out by Jey Uso, getting pitched that he should lose to Pat McAfee. They're like, all right, we screwed up there. You're gonna go on a retirement spree, and you're gonna win the title back from
And then
Jey
they
Uso.
forgot that there's only like two people that want to retire.
Yeah, you're gonna so you're gonna retire. Did he retire before he got the title from back from Jey? I can't remember when he retired Goldberg.
I don't remember what all that was. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it was last year. So then he's like, "All right, we fucked up with Jey. Here's your title back. Okay, then you're gonna lose to Punk in a phenomenal match, and then you're just gonna retire John Cena and AJ Styles. But
And
now
Goldberg.
we're gonna move, and then you're gonna beat Seth Rollins. You're gonna beat Seth Rollins, and then we're gonna move you to SmackDown, and you're gonna lose all of your fucking brain cells.
No, I mean, I could, as much as I talk about Kevin Owens and Sammy, I could see, because spoiler, Cody and Sammy are going to be facing for the title
On Raw,
on on Raw,
which is
and
interesting.
I could see him costing one or the other, and then still getting himself back in that, and then getting his one-on-one match.
Do you think Gunther is more likely or Punk? Because we're in
To
Chicago
what?
to interfere.
To to interfere Gunther still.
Okay. Hey,
I'm
he is
sure
a heel.
Punk shows up on that show, but I don't see them moving him from Raw.
That's fair. I
Even though
get
I don't know that if that matters. Still, I don't know.
yeah, because I know people are predicting Punk versus Cody because like that's another like dream match that people want to see because we're in this new era of people of the changing of the guard.
They can do
That
that for the IC title.
Punk is actually not a Grand Slam champion yet. He does need. I think he
Yeah,
needs no. He either needs the. I think he needs the U.S. title. Is what he needs.
it
Are you,
makes sense.
are you looking that up?
No,
Okay.
I don't. I'm ready to move on to Brock and Oba. They
Oh,
got a
that's.
nice Hell in a Cell going on.
I've never
I'm
seen a
pretty
heaven.
excited. Yeah, they haven't done such 2024. They protect the match type a lot, which is good. It should be reserved for absolute last resorts like Brock and Oba. I don't know. I'm interested to see
Okay, let's hear it.
Brock Lesnar maybe go to the top of the Hell in a Cell because I don't know. When we have a Hell in a Cell, I want to see you on top of it.
You gotta climb the cage.
Yeah.
So
And I don't know if Brock is willing to do that. him getting a fall. I don't know if he would take a fall from grace through the top of the
That
cage.
seems kind of dangerous. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Question for you.
but
So, what are the
there's no point in
stipulations?
doing a Hell in a Cell if you're not doing something dangerous.
That's true. So, what's the difference between Hell in a Cell and a steel cage match? Because
You go
I
on the
don't know the
outside.
what.
You can go on the outside.
Oh, so you don't when you don't walk out, you don't win.
No, you have to pin
Can
or
you
submit
does it have to be pinned in the ring, or can it be falls anywhere?
in the ring. I think.
Okay. So you can still just
Yeah.
go outside and bring more weapons in rather than what they did on King of the Ring and just throw everything in there beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can. Yeah, like I said, if you're not getting on top of the Hell in the Cell, what are we doing?
Okay.
That's the best part of it.
I feel like Obafemi on top of the cell would be more nuts because Brock's not getting up there.
Well, I mean, if Oba wouldn't either, they would not one of them would just go up there.
Oh, I was thinking I thought Obo would do something off the cell, off the cage.
Fuck no.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I'm not sure
That's
how.
like an 18-foot drop.
Oh, is it really? Oh my god.
Yeah, have you
Eh,
never watched
I've never watched a.
mankind go through the top of the Hell in the Cell
I
or
have
go
seen
off
that
the Hell
clip.
in the
I did.
Cell?
Oh, it's
That's how
that.
tall it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought it was like the steel cage and we just had extra stipulations.
No.
Okay.
It's the top and then there's a breakaway at the top,
Oh, okay.
which
Yeah,
they'll
they're
eventually
definitely.
break, and that's how they'll get back in the cage. Whether
Uh,
they do a move through it, I don't know. I
uh,
doubt it, but
could you imagine if Oba gave him a fall from grace through the cage? Oh my god.
yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, neither of them are Darby Allen that just have no care for their well-being whatsoever.
Right.
Speaking of, let's talk a little bit. Do you want to do any more SummerSlam match predictions, or you want to move on and talk about something else?
Uh, I don't even know, like, off the top of my head. Like, I guess we would probably get. I'm guessing Sammy and Gunther, maybe, but
Hmm.
there's so much in between that's hard to even say. Like, saying Charlotte, Jade, and Rhea in some capacity, probably.
Yeah,
And then after that is kind of tough because we just don't know. We're still a month away,
yeah.
literally. So
I'm
it's gonna
thinking.
really depend on how Saturday Night Main Event goes. And
Yeah, I'm thinking we'll probably. I think Becky Lynch will definitely get on the card because we haven't seen her in a while.
yeah,
I could see. I feel like Lyra. Oh, we didn't talk about the. we should be.
Lyra Bailey.
We should talk about Lyra Smacky Brown.
Yeah,
um.
that's
So I was what they had a special time for Raw on Monday because of the World Cup. Oh, and they were doing the double taping, and so we was put in the chat. I'm like, "Yo, Lyra looks like a straight up addict." And you're like, no, I can't be that bad. And then she looks straight up like I don't know if you've ever seen Train Spotting.
no.
It's like a movie from the '90s about like heroin addicts in Scotland. And she
Yeah,
looks like straight up like the people out of that with just like the baggy eyes and like the long things. And you're like, oh my.
yeah. They probably get a match at SummerSlam. I don't know if I'm confident that they do this right, but we'll see. I was a bit shocking that Lyra was the one who did eventually turn after we had like I hear voices Bailey.
That we just did nothing with.
Yeah. So
Um,
that's why I'm not very confident they do much with this
okay.
at all, but
I'm thinking they
we'll
blow
see.
this off at SummerSlam, and if it goes longer, it's kind of like a nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on now. We'll see what happens. I'm sure Panel will get a match, and then we'll probably get some other like cool stuff there. We'll probably talk about on our next episode. Let's talk a little bit about some AEW stuff there, because we've been getting into that more recently. I went to a show last week before the Forbidden Door pay per view. Watched a couple of the matches of the Forbidden Door. Very entertaining. I saw probably the gnarliest spot I've ever seen because I'm not used to seeing thumbtacks in the ring. Because they did a 6-man v 6-man steel cage match. Which actually, the steel cage was kind of cool because it was a circle, so
It
they
was a
had the
circle.
yeah they had stuff to move on the outside. And then I watched Darby Allin take a thumbtack spot to the face, and I was like, oh my god.
That was the first time I've ever seen that man look actually hurt.
Yeah, that,
Like
you
he did not enjoy that at all. That was the first time I had ever seen regret in his face.
he was he was not enjoying himself. But it was a probably that's up there for me of probably one of the most entertaining matches I've seen this year. Of just
Oh
like
yeah.
pure enjoyment. People were taking blue thunder bombs through tables. Somebody got Danhausen on top of a cage and fell through 4 tables. There was like a guy in a hockey bag that just showed up, but that they then chained up and
Oh
threw
yeah,
him
that
back.
guy's a freak.
Threw him back
I forget
under.
his name.
I think it's
He
Lil
just won a
Rio.
title.
Yeah, he's in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So
Yeah, he's sweet.
that was pretty sweet. I think the other fun thing was the Andrade heel turn on MJF.
Yeah.
Which is just like fuck MJF and fuck DCM. So that was pretty funny. Uh,
Yeah, he just got their last episode, he just got kicked out of the Don Callis family and
yeah, and then I think he's gonna be challenging. Probably he wants a title shot, so I'm assuming they'll probably do that after this Kenny Omega because he came out and challenged MJF, and then he
yeah.
gave him like a stipulation and everything, and then Will Ospreay won his match with Sir Strickland, which people were saying that's like match of the year contender with uh Americano versus Americano. I caught like the tail end of it just because it was like going on for a while and I was getting ready for bed, but absolutely insane stuff by Will Ospreay and him. It's just been fun. They're defending the title to open the show. The title gets defended. So,
Yeah.
any any other thoughts from you here, Clayton?
No, I didn't. You were there. You watched it a lot more in depth than I did.
That's true. It was a good time. We had a good time. It was a fun stuff. We'll probably get more into that. Probably talk a little bit about that since All In's coming up at the end of August. So
Yeah, I'll
that
probably be watching that for sure.
yeah, we'll be watching that and stuff. But it's kind of what we got for today here, everybody. So we will catch you all next time. We'll probably get another. We'll probably wait till after next week. We'll probably be back on next Sunday, which is the actually that'll be. We'll do a pre-taping before I go to my house show. Talk about that
Yeah.
a little bit. So, all right, we will see you all next time.